Hi, Chad.
Hey, Nick, how are you?
Doing great. You excited to present today?
I am actually. So it's a little bit different in the remote environment here, but
Definitely.
we'll make do and see what we can accomplish. So,
How many times have you presented before?
well, we've presented the SpinUps product at 1 Million Cups in Fargo. My co-founder at the time was living in Fargo and had the opportunity to present there. And
Okay.
then I did one in Grand Forks a couple of years after that, and now looking forward to the opportunity to do it in Denver.
Awesome. Where are you located right now?
I've got an office in the, I don't know, are you familiar with the Workability office?
Yeah, that by the Capitol building?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess the workability portion of it has went away now with, COVID and all the craziness that's going on, but we're still in the same building, and it's the owners of the building that are kind of running things for the time being.
Oh, cool. I live 2 blocks away from there,
Are you
17th
kidding me?
and Logan. Yeah.
Oh, no way. That is crazy.
I was thinking about I've been working remotely from home, but looking at maybe doing a co-working space desk, and you guys are so close to thinking about doing that.
Yeah, I love it. It's a great just opportunity to get out of the house and get into a different environment. And I find, I'm more productive here and have the opportunity to, interact with others, like-minded entrepreneurial people. So
That's cool.
actually, yeah, created some good connections and, meeting some really good people. So
That's awesome. So you recommend Workability?
honestly, I would. There was so many like amenities that were available. We had a yoga session 2 days a week that was, free with it. They just got, when things were up and running, they had, breakfast every morning, so you didn't have to worry about cooking. They've got a gym, in the facility, the yoga room. Want to do some meditations, a library, pool tables, just all kinds of things that can help, break up the workday a little bit more. And
cool. Chad, do you want to practice sharing your screen? Just so
sure.
we have a smooth transition.
Okay, so okay, let's go here. I'll just share it with the presentation. Can you see that?
Yep, we're good.
Okay, then I just hit
Now
stop share.
Hi, Matthew. Good morning.
Good morning.
Where are you calling from today?
I'm in Colorado Springs.
Very cool. Have you presented at the 1 Million Cups in Colorado Springs?
I have, yes.
Nice.
Yeah, two times.
Awesome.
So this will be my second with Denver.
When did you present with Denver before?
May of 2019.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
I joined maybe a year ago, so maybe I should have seen a year ago then. Do you want to practice sharing your screen?
Yep.
As well.
My pitch deck.
Awesome.
Now, the only thing I'm wondering is, let me just do present. There we go. Looks like that's working.
Can you pronounce your company name? I don't want to mess it up.
Yeah, Evergood, Elixirs.
Elixirs. Okay.
Elixirs. Yep.
Elixirs. I haven't seen that word in a long time, so I was.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it was a good or a bad choice.
And elixirs, is that a type of drink? Is that what it refers to?
It is. Yeah. Yeah. Usually it's something that is provides a healing balm.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've heard of elixirs before. I'm just trying to remember what other products mention that word.
Yeah.
Cool. And where's your production at?
We're located in Palmer Lake. So it's just a little north of Colorado Springs,
Okay.
right before you hit the gap. If you've heard of like Monument,
Yeah.
there's an area called Tri-Lakes, Monument, Woodmore, and then Palmer Lake. We're tucked against the Front Range. We don't have a stop sign. We don't have a traffic light. We have a train. That is about it.
Interesting. Not even a stop sign.
Yeah, we're the one with the big star. So as you're like coming into Colorado Springs and you coming south, you look on your right, you see a big star in the mountain.
Okay.
That's Palmer Lake.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How big of a town is it?
Oh, I don't know, a couple thousand.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You from that area?
I am not. No, I'm originally from Ohio.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, came out here and transplanted.
Just like me and a lot of us.
Yeah.
I'm originally from New Jersey and Chicago.
Joyzy.
One of those guys.
In Chicago.
I'm just migrating west right now. So maybe California or Washington is in my future.
Yeah. I don't know. I miss freshwater lakes a lot, and I'm missing the seasons, and I don't know. I don't miss the mosquitoes or the humidity, but
You do have freshwater lakes in Colorado. They're just really cold.
Well, and everybody goes to them. Like all the Midwesterners, we all go to them. And then there's no place to put your boat, let alone your kayak.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was going to say hi to Chad.
Yeah, hey, Matthew.
Checked out your stuff. Looks really cool.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So
yeah.
I like what you got going on there too. It kind of reminds me of when life gives you lemon, make lemonade, but when life gives you lemon, make wine, right?
Yeah. Yep. For sure. 'Tis the season to make alcohol.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I'll work out first, then I'll feel better about drinking alcohol.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of funny you mentioned that, because I've kind of made the analogy in the past of how fitness is kind of like a reverse hangover, where you experience the pain and then you get the pleasure of having completed the workout and the benefits from it. But alcohol works a little bit on the opposite premise, where you get the pleasure and then the hangover kicks in. So
yep, and you pay for it.
Yes.
So Nick, are we going to get our 1 million cups, coffee cups?
Sure, yeah. Just send me your address. I'll ship them right out. Or they are in Rhino area of Denver. So if you want to stop by Enterprise at our previous location, there's a box of them for you as well. How many mugs do you have?
I've got a bunch of the travel mugs.
Okay.
Yep. And I was feverishly looking through my whole collection this morning, and I don't know where they are. So I feel really bad. I'm not repping as I should.
Me being the MC has no branding right now, so it's okay. Do you attend the Colorado Springs chapter at all, their meetings?
I did. Yep, I did. And then my business got super busy.
Okay.
Then I couldn't come up for air for a while.
We have one, his name's Gio. He comes to our meetings a lot. He's from Colorado Springs. I don't know if you know him at all.
I do not.
Okay.
No, I'm set to present in January
Cool.
at the Springs, which will be fun.
Let's see, who else do we got in? Hey, Kevin, how are you doing today? Kevin, you there? No? Let's see, Brian. I see Brian's in the room.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. Where are you working out of today?
Out of Denver, with the University of Denver's venture group.
Oh, awesome. You guys pretty busy right now?
Yeah, definitely trying to get things stood up. A lot of our members are also students, and so this is a good break time apart from the normal hustle and bustle of the semester with coursework and all that. So yeah, we're trying to get things set up while we can.
Okay. So I went to CU Boulder and got my MBA there, and there was the Demi. What you're doing with University of Denver?
You broke up there, so I didn't
Oh.
hear anything. I just heard University of Colorado.
Oh, okay. Are we back? We good?
Yeah. I think you're good now.
So I went to CU Boulder, and during my MBA program, there was a venture fund called Deming.
The Deming Center, yeah.
Deming Center Venture Fund. Is that similar to what you're doing?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know too much about the Deming Center,
Okay.
but the Deming Center is definitely on my list. One of my personal assignments is to reach out and collaborate with other student-run venture groups, and the Deming Center is on my radar. I haven't made a connection with them yet, but I will hopefully in the next month or two.
Awesome.
Do you know anybody over there?
Yes, I know the main guy. His name's Eric Mueller. He's in charge of the Deming Center. And
Okay, yeah, I'll have to look him up, because sometimes it's just a matter of throwing a dart and going from there. Hopefully you're close enough to the target, so
yeah,
at least having a name helps me.
Let me send you my email, and then I can connect you with him.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Hey, Nick, I'll be right back. I'm going to go fill my coffee cup.
Okay, great. Everybody has 2 minutes. Whatever break you need. Anybody have? I'll shout out to the group. I like to do during our weekly poll. I come up with a random poll question. Previous weeks have been, what's been your favorite Thanksgiving food? I did. What's your favorite coffee chain? Any ideas for me this week? I'm about to create a new poll question.
Favorite Christmas movie?
Okay. Oh, it's a good one. All right, favorite Christmas movie.
Another one that just occurred to me is your favorite Christmas decoration that you've seen. I don't know whether you want to constrain it to just this year, but anyways, I've seen some entertaining ones so far.
Right. Okay, so favorite Christmas movie. Give me some ideas so I can put on the list here.
Elf.
You got that?
It's a Wonderful Life.
Christmas Story.
Home Alone. Christmas Story. That's a great one.
Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation.
I just watched Claus, Kluse, and it was an animated film where they reframed Santa Claus as the start of the post office.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's a good one.
How do you spell it?
Kluse, like a clause, only like a K clause.
Kluse. I'm missing one. I heard Elf, It's a Wonderful Life, Christmas Story, Christmas Vacation, Claus. There was another one someone said. No.
I think someone said Christmas Story.
Got that one.
Oh, you got that one?
I'll just use those. That's fine.
Should hit gallery view.
All right, we're gonna get going.
There we go. Yeah. Get our extra holiday spirit in here.
Evan, are you at your new co-working place in Golden?
I am here at Craft Golden and excited to be calling in the Denver 1 Million Cups.
Okay,
Sweet.
let's get started. Hi, Allie.
Hi.
Okay. Here we go. Gonna send you guys a bunch of links about who's presenting, their contact info. All right, before we get started, just some housekeeping. Please mute yourself while you're not speaking. During the Q&A, please use the raise hand button During the meeting, if you want to use the chat feature to connect with other members, share your information. If you want to share your LinkedIn profile, please do so. And also recommend changing your Zoom name. You hit the top right corner of your box. You can rename yourself. You can do first name job or first name company. And let's get started.
1 Million Cups is a weekly educational program developed by the Kaufman Foundation. Over the years, we've added more cities. Creates a great energy here to see what's happening across the country.
What I've learned from other entrepreneurs is very, very valuable. Sitting in a room of other people that have ideas too, it helps people to leave thinking, you know what? My idea is worth something. It's worth pursuing. It's worth going after it. Even if it looks like a challenge, I should still go out and try to do it.
All right, good morning, my Hollywood Squares. My name is Nick Campion. I'll be your MC for today. Here at 1 Million Cups, we meet every Wednesday at 9 a.m. via Zoom. We do virtual coffee at every meeting. So if you have your coffee mug or tea mug, you get this opportunity to show it off. Mine's just a basic white one. I'll try and upgrade with some 1 Million Cups branding next time. We're here to do 6-minute presentations, not pitches. We're here to connect, not network. After the presentations, we do 15 to 20 minutes of audience feedback and questions. It's a great place for entrepreneurs to be vulnerable, open, and transparent. And we're here to discuss ideas, not people. By a show of hands in the room, who is new to 1 Million Cups this week? Oh, I selected the wrong thing. We got Brian, Matthew, awesome. Well, for those that don't know, oh, actually, I'm going to launch this poll. If you can, please indicate if you're new to 1 Million Cups or if you're an entrepreneur. And this week's question is, what is 1MC's Denver's favorite Christmas movie? These were the first ones that came to my head. And if there's other ones, I apologize for not putting it there. For those that don't know, we do have a website called 1millioncups.com/Denver. If you go to the site, you can see who's presenting each week. Also sign up for our weekly email that tells you who's presenting. Quick shout out to our sponsors. We have Enterprise, Founders Craft, Middle State Coffee, Good Elephant, Pono Media, Colorado Learning Source, Rocky Mountain Photography, The Commons on Champa, and WeWorks Labs. Allie, did you want to do a shout out since you're here?
Sure.
Okay.
Hey everybody, I'm Allie. I'm the founder of Good Elephant. We have presented a few months ago at 1 Million Cups, as well as other cities. And I was super excited when I moved to Denver last year to get involved here. And so Good Elephant is an online platform where you can find inclusive and affordable yoga and meditation and cooking. And then we have songwriting classes, all kinds of fun stuff. Our little tagline is, do what wakes you up. So we are actually running a pilot program right now for our new community-powered software where you tell us what you're looking for and when you're available, and we match you with teachers so that you can find things that actually work with your schedule and are more inclusive for everyone. So if you're interested in signing up for the pilot program, I'll put the link in our chat here. So thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Allie. So let's give a big round of applause to all our sponsors. For some reason, the poll got shut off, so I'm going to relaunch it. Apologize. Moving on, we're going to do some introductions, looking for 3 volunteers to introduce themselves, your name, what you do, how you heard about 1 Million Cups, anything else you want to share about yourself. Looking for volunteers. If not, I'm going to pick on some people. Anybody? Okay, let's start off with Matthew. You want to say hello to the group?
Yeah, definitely. My name is Matthew Yondell. I own a video production company called Aesthetico. Basically, we custom make video strategies to fit your business's needs. This is my first time attending 1 Million Cups. I heard about it through a Facebook group. It was actually like a video marketing Facebook group, so I decided to check it out.
Oh,
So
awesome.
thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Matthew. Okay, who else? Any other volunteers? I'm gonna call Kevin. Are you volunteering? Go ahead.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Nick. I'm actually from Missouri, so I'm in visiting. I was working at the Collaborative Workspace today, so it's my first time. I thought I'd come check you guys out. I work for a Christian non-for-profit 501c3 that works specifically with men.
Awesome. Thanks,
Yes,
Nick.
sir. Yes, sir.
And one more volunteer. Let's go with Brian. I was talking to you before.
Yeah, my name is Brian Martinez. I work with the University of Denver Venture Fund. I'm a general partner on that fund. And we work to identify and fund early stage startups, typically writing checks between $10,000 and $25,000 for typically non-lead stakes in seed funds.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Brian, and thank you for all the volunteers. Later on today, we're going to do some community announcements. So if you have anything you might want to share, start thinking what you might want to say. Here at 1 Million Cups Denver, we're open to a variety of different presentation types. So if you just have an idea and you would love to some feedback on it, please apply to present and present your idea. We'd love to give you some feedback on it. We're already established, have a product, have customers, want some more feedback on what's going on, please apply to present. We're also looking for investor presentations. If you're a business expert, say you have expertise in finance or marketing, and your information be really relevant to a room of entrepreneurs, we'd love to hear from you. Also looking for organizations, presentations related to entrepreneurship, as well as past presenters. And now we're going to move on to our first presenter, which is Evergood Elixirs. Makes wine from lemons, not grapes. Our adult lemonades are called Skier Pea, Snow Bunny, Switch Stance, and Circus Stomp. Most recently, we released Heartwarmer, a mulled cranberry lime lemonade, lemon wine. It's like good wine, only better. Let's give a big round of applause to Matthew and Evergood Elixirs.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. Yeah, that one word's pretty hard to say. It's a Glühwein.
Glühwein, okay.
Actually, yeah, it's actually like a German mulled wine. Yep. Cool. Let me share my screen here, and we will kick it off. Okay, share and present. And it is coming up. Oop. Weekly polls. Can I close this weekly poll?
Yeah, I just stopped it.
There we go. All right. Well, welcome everybody. This is actually my fourth time presenting to 1 Million Cups, second time at Denver. Very happy to be here with you guys. So we are Evergood Elixirs. We make wine from lemons, not grapes. And I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, can you actually do that? Actually, you can ferment pretty much anything. We choose to ferment lemons, which is citrus, versus your typical grape wine, whether that be red or white. Like Nick said, we have 4 products. Actually, we've got 5. I'm just going to highlight these 4, and then I'll get to my 5th in a moment. So Skier Pea on the far left, that's an adult lemonade, 4 ingredients: water, lemon, sugar, and yeast. I started homebrewing about 10 years ago. When my wife and I first got married, I warned her and said I was the kid in high school that used to get in trouble all the time. So you need to keep me busy. So I started off roasting coffee before Starbucks was even around. And then after I got really bored of that, she bought me a Mr. Beer kit, and I learned how to make really bad beer. But I was intrigued. All of a sudden, chemistry had a reason or a purpose. And so I continued my journey down that path. Thought I would open up a brewery. It's just way too saturated. So I homebrew, but opening this was very unique, and we found a lot of traction with it. So on the left, Skier P, my snarky teenage son named it that because I used to make this lemon wine in the boys' bathroom. It was the largest bathroom, and I could put heat in it, and yeast likes heat. So they always said the yellow stuff looked like pee. Snow Bunny is our strawberry lemonade. That's our top seller. Kind of tastes like an adult juice box. Switch Stance, the green label, is a lemon lime. That tastes a lot like an instant margarita. And then Citrus Stomp is our newest flavor this summer. And that's a grapefruit lemon. That tastes a lot like an instant Paloma or instant mimosa. All are gluten-free, all are vegan, all are low sugar, low sulfite, all that good stuff, about 10% ABV. Our latest release is a product called Heartwarmer. It's a mulled cranberry lemon wine. And we tried some different packaging with that and some different branding, but we really wanted to promote as best as we could just some unity. We were really, I think, taken aback by how the disunity, the tension in our country, and just even with people. So this was kind of our approach. You see the two cups with the two hearts coming together, but it really is good. It's selling like hotcakes, and we are pretty much going to run out, which is pretty exciting. So that was then. This is now. In May of 2019, I presented up at Colorado Lending Space. Can you guys see all of this?
Yeah.
Okay. I think my view might be a little weird. So we have continued to increase. We're up to 5 SKUs. I invested about $100,000 in a canning line. That's a story in itself because Anheuser-Busch bought all the cans. Thank you very much. Our production has gone great. We've sold tons of bottles. We're in about 300 locations throughout Colorado, which is pretty cool. We even got picked up by a pretty big distributor, second largest in Colorado, which was pretty cool. So that's some background there. The biggest question, though, is are you profitable? And with a resounding yes, we are very profitable. And so I want to take the rest of this time to download to all of you probably the most important thing that was ever shared with me and probably the biggest miss. So it's Christmas time, so I consider this my gift to you guys. And actually, there is a physical gift I want to give you guys at the end. So my gift to you is something called Day One Profit. And it comes from a book called Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. And so here's how you can be profitable from day one. And one of the gentlemen said that they were with a nonprofit. I was the chief operating officer for a nonprofit. I think this applies as well. If your CPA hasn't told you about this book, you need to fire them today. I did that because I was so frustrated because I was not profitable for about 6 to 9 months. Really ticked me off. And then once I got a hold of this book, I instantly fired them and found somebody that understood this. You need to read the book, implement the book, and then you need to find a bank or banker that will help you implement it. I was blessed to find a banker that actually read the book and knew could talk the language. So here are some key takeaways. Profit First is a lot like Dave Ramsey, but for business. And I don't know why Dave Ramsey didn't ever write a business book along these lines, but this is just so spot on. So here are the ideas, guys, the big picture, right? You take profit first. So when you get income in, you take profit first, then you take your owner's compensation second, and then you ask the business to live off the rest. Right now, my business lives off 70% or less of the income that comes in. It's the whole idea of you want to lose weight. So just change your plate size, right? Go from a 10-inch dinner plate to an 8-inch dinner plate to a 6-inch dinner plate. It's not that hard. You'll be amazed at how much you can live personally on food with less. The third thing, only spend money and attention on those activities that lead to direct sales. So you need to keep cutting costs. Here's the deal. If it doesn't lead to a direct sale, you need to cut it. And then I need to see this bottom part here. So let me see if I can move this. There we go. Fourth one is this: how can you get twice the results with half the effort? So meaning effort being financial cost and time cost. Really quick story. It took me about 3 hours to make one 100-gallon batch of my product. After reading this book, I went back to the drawing board and I was able to figure out with about $1,000 investment how to make 2 batches in 1 hour. So before I was making 1 batch in 3 hours, I figured out how to make 2 batches in 1 hour. So that's another principle. So think of Profit First as kind of your digital envelope system. So for me, it's a combination of checking and savings account. So I put my current allocation amount in the title. And then TAP is your target allocation percentage. So right now my business is living off of 70% of what I bring in. The target allocation is actually 30%. I don't know how in the world I'm going to get there as a manufacturer, but that's the goal. Let's see, tax, target allocation is 15%. I keep a CapEx account, try to keep about $10,000 to $15,000 in that. Kind of a rainy day fund. And then owner's compensation, right now I take 20%. The goal would be 50% for that. So now it's gift time. And here's what I would like to give to you guys is I have 4 copies of this book, Profit First, hardcover. I actually bought them from my banker. I actually bought her 10 copies to give away. And unfortunately, with all the lockdowns, they closed the banks. And so it was just really hard for her to give them away. So I went and picked them up. And here's the deal. If you send me an email to Matthew@evergoodelixirs.com, include your name and your physical mailing address, I will happily send one of these books out to you guys. I feel that passionate about it. And if I get more than 4 requests, I'll probably buy more books and just send them out to you guys. So that's Evergood Elixirs, wine made from lemons, not grapes. If you guys have any questions regarding our products, we can talk about that. Most importantly, though, I wanted to share with you something that I didn't learn when I was going through my MBA program that has really been a game changer for me and has kept us profitable ever since we implemented it. And we're even in profit this year through COVID. So thank you very much for letting me present here, and I will turn it back to you, Nick.
Right. Let's start off with a round of applause. Thank you, Matthew. If you do have a question, limit to 1 to 2 questions at a time, and then I'll jump around to other people and come back to you if you have more additional questions. Please use the raise hand button, and then I will call on you. If you can't figure that out, send me a message in chat and I'll call on you, or just write out your message as well. Who has a question or feedback for Matthew to start off? If not, I will start off the discussion. So I will start off with a question for you, Matt, or Allie, go ahead.
Thanks, Matthew. That was awesome. I would love to hear what we can do for you as a community, as a 1 Million Cup community, and then also more nitty gritty style. How much time do you think makes sense to put towards figuring out, getting twice, getting that twice the amount of results from half the effort, rather than putting that into working on your business. So.
Yeah, good question. Well, Ali, I think the number one most important thing, and this is easier for some of us than others, is you have to get a handle on your finances. Um, even running a nonprofit, that was very important to us because we felt like we were stewards of our donors. As a for-profit business, um, it's very important for me as well because I'm actually growing my business to sell it. I'm looking for acquisition in 3 to 5 years. So, um, whatever you're running, whether you're a solopreneur or you're running a larger company manufacturer like me, getting getting a getting in tune with and in touch with your books and understanding those is super important. I would say that's number one. The second thing then is to ask, okay, how can I get twice the amount of output or production, for half the effort? Time is one of our most precious commodities. Some people would say it is the most precious commodity. So I want to be a good steward of that. I want to do other things than be working in my facility, 12, 18 hours a day. I've got a wife and children and other interests as well. So that was super important for me, especially if I want to increase my production. We're looking at going into at least 1 to 2 more states in 2021. And that's very scary for me because I run operations. So I have to figure out how to scale that properly. And I don't, Nick, I don't know if you want me to answer that one question yet. Usually that's held to the end.
Yeah, I'll wait to the end for that question.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Ali. Those were good questions.
So Matthew, I used to do liquor store promos, and I always thought they were a great way for a brand to get known. So I'm curious now with COVID being an issue, how do you get your brand out there if you can't do tastings? And how effective are tastings from your end when you were able to do that?
Yeah, thanks, Nick. Good questions. Yeah, so our number one marketing strategy is liquor to lips. So we need to get people to try our product. Prior to COVID, we were doing anywhere from 4 to 8 liquor to lips retail tastings throughout the state every weekend. We had a brand ambassador tribe. We hired a brand ambassador team out of Denver. So that was super important. We moved a lot of product. Wine festivals, another way to move product. With all the closures, you're exactly right. How do we do liquor to lips? So we have actually spun up a Groupon tasting at our tasting room in Palmer Lake, and that has been wildly successful. And so that's going to be one of my asks at the end. So the other thing is, as well, is how do we lower the price point of our product so people can taste our product? Legally, we can't give it away. So I actually just got these in the mail. These are little 187 milliliter pouches, about 6 ounces of product. So we're looking at adapting to maybe a smaller format, even maybe a 50 milliliter or a 100 milliliter size, where somebody can for a low commitment, buy our product and try it, right? Versus having to spend, $12, they can spend a couple bucks to try it. So, we're looking at all sorts of things like that. One of the things we are looking at, Nick, is expanding our tasting rooms throughout Colorado.
Awesome. Josh, question or feedback?
Well, first of all, congratulations on making Glühwein palatable, because I find it particularly terrible. So I'm glad you've made a better version of that. And secondly, yeah, I was just interested in how you guys move forward, and what, obviously you're moving into different states. How are you targeting those? But it looks really cool. I like the artwork on your bottles and everything. So great job for everything that you've done so far.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. I appreciate that. And if you're in Colorado, I'd like to get you a pouch of our Glühwein. So hit me up, send me your email and chat.
Definitely.
Yeah, so guys, having ball control is super important. I work in a very regulated industry. Everybody wants to regulate it. We went to the 3-tier system at post-prohibition, and that has not changed. You've got the manufacturers, tier 1, you've got the distributor, tier 2, and then you've got the retailer, tier 3. Colorado's cool in that it lets me leapfrog those and sell directly to the consumer. But once we go to other states, we have to have a proxy. We need a distributor. So we're actually going to be changing our distributor here in January, which is going to give us more ball control, and most importantly, give us sales control. So we're already in talks with a sales group that actually will sell our products for us. We'll start in Denver, and then we'll move to other states. So yeah, I want to get out of managing people business. That's really super hard. I'm looking at more of a contract model, more of a performance-based model.
And you mentioned you're getting a new distributor. Is there certain states you want to attack, or is it just you working with the distributor and they decide which states to put your product in?
Yeah, so it's interesting. It's a state-by-state basis in terms of liquor laws. Some are what they call franchise states. So let's say Josh owns a distribution company in a franchise state. Once we sign a contract, it's virtually impossible for me to cut that contract, even if Josh is non-performing. So we are looking at expanding into non-franchise states. Right now, California, Florida, and a few others where our distributor's at. That's going to allow us virtually overnight, allow us to get into those states virtually overnight.
Awesome. Cassidy, feedback or question?
Yeah, I was just curious why you decided to bottle your products in what looks like beer bottles as compared to like traditional wine bottles.
Yeah, great question. That's actually a funny story. So I grew up being a home brewer, and so I procured about 100 cases of these 22-ounce bombers, and so I had an opportunity to pitch my product to Vail Resorts even before we were a company, and they bit. And they ordered 1,000 cases, which was 12,000 bottles. And I just happened to present in these 22-ounce bombers because that's what I had. And they were like, "We love it, do it." And so I would like to get out of it. The one benefit, Cassidy, is that it sets us apart, so we don't look like a white or a grape wine. There is some consumer confusion, though, because to your point, they don't know if it's a beer or a cider or anything like that. So we're actually planning to go into 250 milliliter cans, little 8-ounce cans, almost like Red Bull cans. That's the plan. That was the plan until COVID hit and Anheuser-Busch bought all the aluminum. So good question.
Question about that aluminum issue. How big of an effect is that? Like, can you counter that at all, or is it you have to pivot based off of that issue that you have?
Yeah, it's weird. It was really hard to get glass, and we were thinking about getting out of glass, and now all of a sudden I can get glass at half cost. And in terms of aluminum, there's a lot of 250 milliliter cans, but once we all buy those, aluminum's gone. So that's why we, for our heart warmer, tried the pouches, and that's why we're wondering about pouches or even plastic for moving forward. So I don't know, Nick. I dropped 100K on a really nice canning line. Actually, a company out of Boulder makes these Wild Goose, best canning line on the planet. It's just sitting there collecting dust. So I don't know. It's we'll have to see how it plays out.
Sorry to hear that. Any other questions or feedback from the audience?
Matthew, you mentioned that the large distributor that you got in touch with was a big win for you, and congratulations on that. Was that, I guess, first question, was that the biggest win that you consider that you had so far? And then secondly, what were the components that went into to achieving that milestone? Whether it be the product itself, you think had a lot to do with it, or if it was just the network or just dumb luck, what went into that?
That's a good question. Yeah, so at the heart of your question, it's what was our biggest win? I would say at first we thought getting with this distributor was a big win for us. It's actually been a big bummer for us, which is why we're changing distributors.
Yeah, I heard that.
They have over 2,500 SKUs in their portfolio. So when we have 5, we're getting lost. So that's why we're going to be taking it back and going with a different model. Brian, I would say my biggest win is my director of sales, a guy named James Wicker. I remember attending 1 Million Cups and pitch nights and everybody telling me the importance of team. Oh my gosh, I can't begin to tell you how important that is. You guys have all been on a team where there has been somebody who's toxic and they've actually they've totally destroyed the team. How about that guy or gal who is the A player who just brings you up to a different level, right? And is just absolutely amazing. That's who this gentleman is. And he's been the guy who has got us all of these accounts and continues to get us these accounts. He's completely different than me. I'm a total introvert. I would rather not hang out with anybody. And he just loves people to death. And does a great job with our direct sales. So kind of a little different answer to your question, Brian. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, that's why I opened it up like that, thinking that there may be something else that you could share. So that's really good advice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brian. Last question goes to Allie.
Oh yeah, so you mentioned considering switching to plastic, and I'm just really interested in your, where sustainability plays into your company, and whether your customers care about that, and whether that plays a part in any of your decision making.
Yeah. So your question's about sustainability, right? Yeah. I would think that plays a part. But with everything that's happened in our current country, I think people are just surviving. So I think that was a previously important question. I think that question will be important again someday. Right now, I'm just trying to figure out how I can get product to you. I'm having a hard time with that. And I'm trying to figure out the format, and all of us small fish are really struggling when people like Anheuser-Busch buy the aluminum futures and, kind of push us all out. Yeah, that's hard.
All right, Matthew, the question you've been waiting for: what as a community can we do for you?
Yes. So here's my ask, guys. So we are having success with our tasting room in Palmer Lake. We would like to open up 4 more tasting rooms. So I'm looking for a place to do this on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. It's going to be safe. I take care of all the paperwork. I can either pay you hourly or I can give you a percentage of sales. But I need space where we can have anywhere from 10 to 15 to 20 people safely to taste our product. It could be a yoga studio. It could be I don't know, shared workspace. I don't know. We're totally open to ideas, but that's what we're currently looking for, Nick.
Awesome. Well, let's give you one last round of applause. Matt, if you want to share your email again in the chat so people can contact you, that'd be great.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, remember, I've got some books to give out.
Yes.
And, yep.
And I will let other people take those books, but if not, I will take them if no one else does. Cool. Moving on to our next presenter, SpinUps is a health and fitness product based out of Fargo, North Dakota, that is working on the development of a new exercise and product. The idea for the exercise itself originated in Afghanistan while Mike Sather was on deployment and working out with a special forces candidate. The product was created in an effort to help the user focus solely on the execution of the exercise and maximize performance. Let's give a big round of applause to Chad and SpinUps.
Okay, thank you for that, Nick. I appreciate it. One quick update on that. I do want to make it known that we are currently based out of Denver, Colorado. So we have updated from Fargo, and I moved out here a little over a year ago with the intentions of putting more focus back into the spin-ups business here. So with that said, I will share my screen here. Okay, so thank you everybody for coming out today. I know the virtual environment can be a little bit different, but appreciate your willingness to adapt and adjust to these crazy times that we're in. I'm excited to talk to you more about the spin-ups exercise, the spin-ups product, as well as a new product that we've developed recently called the Omni. So what do all these things have in common? Fitness boot camps, perfect push-up, TRX suspension straps, and Tough Mudder outdoor obstacle course races. They all stem from the military and they all revolve around functional fitness. Why is that important? As Nick mentioned earlier, spin-ups exercise was developed when co-founder Mike Sather was on deployment in Afghanistan, working out with a special forces candidate while he was over there with the intentions of just keeping their mind off of the rigors of what they were going through on a daily basis, as well as making sure that they were in peak physical condition once they went outside the wire. So inside the wire, they had some access to some of the traditional equipment, but they grew bored with it really quickly and just started to improvise and come up with different ways of working out. So another quick rhetorical question, but what do you think of when you think of core? If you're like most people, you probably think about those sexy six-pack abs. While there's nothing wrong with that, everybody wants to look good naked. The reality is abs are not is beneficial when it comes to performance in both competition and everyday life. So kind of an oversimplification here, but if you look at the weight belt on the top, that is very consistent with the way most people's cores look. They focus heavily on the abs, isolate the obliques, and get into a little bit of a posterior work, but they don't have that complete core engagement that creates a weight belt of stability that allows us to transfer power from the lower body to the upper body, as well as just maintaining proper posture and getting that engagement. So just want to show a quick little video here on the spin-ups product and some of the different exercises that you can do, as well as the versatility that comes along with it. Okay, so hopefully you got a little bit of better understanding of what the product is like, what it can provide. If you noticed, we're calling the Magic Maker wheel the portion where you attach your feet to. And the reason for that is that's really where all of the magic happens. It creates an intense instability element that gives you that complete core engagement and builds what we're calling world-class neural networks. It also helps with versatility. Originally, we had designed the spin-ups product just for the spin-up exercise itself, but we realized very quickly that people were going to get bored with that, and we really wanted people to be able to stay engaged with the product. So we've got the opportunity to provide over 60 exercises, incorporate those into a full body, high intensity interval training style workouts. So with COVID, it's proven the need to be able to work out anytime, anywhere outside of the gym. So having the opportunity to get out into wide open spaces where you don't run any risk of transmitting the disease is very, very important. We've been working with an ex-Olympic wrestling coach. He's training athletes in Idaho right now. We were able to take the product there and have his athletes engage with it, and instantaneously we were able to identify weaknesses in their core, even amongst his top athletes. So that really allowed us to really focus in on the problem areas and get them strengthened up in their core. And then a new feature that we've added as well, teamwork makes the dream work. You saw at the end of the video, there's opportunity for real estate reasons and just teamwork, the ability for people to use the product simultaneously. So adds a different level of difficulty to the product. We are introducing a new product called the Omni as well. It gives you the versatility of 6+ products incorporated all into one. Again, just tying in with the whole 360 fitness, fashion, and working your muscles in multiple manners. So quick little video here showing what the Omni can do for you as well. So I know that was quick. It doesn't show you all of what the products are capable of, but just wanted to give you a little bit of an understanding of what they're able to provide for you and why that is important. So now that you know a little bit more about them, I encourage you to go out and just try the spin-ups exercise, the spin-ups product if you get the opportunity, as well as the Omni. With that said, I'll now open it up to any questions that you might have.
All right, before we do that, let's do a quick round of applause for Chad and Spin Ups. If you have a question or feedback, please use the raise hand button so we can call on you. I will wait for a volunteer. In the meantime, Chad, I have a question. Where can I currently buy this, or is it something you would more find at the gym and use?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Nick. And honestly, one of the big issues that we've faced with the product is on the manufacturing side. So currently the Spin-Ups product itself, we were forced to go overseas with the manufacturing. And unfortunately, that led to some big issues that we didn't anticipate. So we do not have that product available right now, but that was part of the reason why we wanted to introduce the Omni product. So the Omni really bridges the gap between people that are doing bodyweight exercises right now and those that aren't quite ready for the intensity of the Spin-Ups product. And it comes in at a more affordable price range. But we unfortunately don't have that product available right now either. We did a pre-order campaign on that and just did not see the results that we're looking for a variety of reasons. So we've kind of taken a step back and just looked at the bigger picture and, you know, what do we need to do to be able to get this people cost effectively in the volumes that we are looking for to make it a sustainable business.
And I assume if we were live at a space, you would be demonstrating this in front of us, correct?
Well, absolutely. Or we would be looking for volunteers from the audience to come up and give it a shot as well. So
awesome. So I have another question while I'm waiting for some other questions from the audience. Do you have any existing IPs?
Yeah, good question. So in terms of intellectual property, we do have a trademark on the Spin-Ups name. So the idea was to try and combine, everybody knows push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups like that. So we want the Spin-Ups exercise, which combines the muscles that are used in a push-up and a sit-up into one. And not only does it combine them together, it integrates them all together in a fashion that's more consistent with how we want them for performance again. So the idea is to tie the exercise to the product, to the company, just to create, another barrier of entry to people that may, want to take the idea and run with it as well. We've got a utility patent on the spin up product as well. So that gives us a strong level of protection. And then we've applied for a trademark with the Omni product as well.
Are CrossFit gyms an ideal channel for you?
Yes, very good question, very good opportunity. And, when we talk to people about this, they say CrossFit, and we've approached a couple of CrossFit gyms with it. There's a couple of obstacles that I would say have presented themselves there. One is the CrossFit community is a very tight-knit community, and that's a great thing. Like, the product lends itself really nicely to that community, but they currently use probably 2 or 3 manufacturers to purchase their products. So as an unknown company to come in from the outside has been, a little bit of a challenge in that respect. But in terms of the community, what they're looking for and what the product can provide, it's an excellent opportunity. So on that note, like, the CrossFit community as a whole has identified they are actually lacking in transverse plane training for the core specifically. They've identified that as a weakness internally. And so our product is actually able to address that very effectively. So we do believe there's some opportunities there. It's just a matter of, getting the right relationships to be able to kind of break into that market effectively.
Awesome. Brian, you have a question or feedback?
Yeah, I had a question, and hopefully I didn't miss this. What are your next steps for the product? What are your next couple of action items for the product?
Yeah, so coming off the unsuccessful, and I don't want to say unsuccessful in a negative term, but just unsuccessful in terms of what we're looking for, a campaign for the Omni product, we decided just to kind of take a step back, regroup, and focus more on, developing a larger audience for the product prior to launch. We had felt just because the market is red hot right now for fitness with everything that's happened with COVID. But what we learned throughout the pre-order process is that we didn't launch the pre-order campaign on a specific platform for that. And in hindsight, I think that was probably a downfall, something we maybe should have did. We avoided it for a couple of reasons, but people just weren't familiar with how pre-order campaigns work. They were saying, well, I'm just going to wait till January 31st when the product's available and I'll order it then. But they didn't realize that if we don't see the success and the traction early on, then that product isn't going to be available until, we can get that traction. So we ended up finding that out partway through the campaign with some feedback we were getting and made some better adjustments to our communication. But really, I think we need to be more clear on how those pre-order campaigns work. And so just taking a step back, how do we build a larger audience so that we have a network to tap into when we release the product? And outside of that, just looking for opportunities to align with, some influencers where we can tap into pre-existing communities very quickly and very effectively. So those, okay, I would say are the two biggest things. And then, of course, for the main spin-ups product, just establishing manufacturing, again, until we've proven demand on the volumes that we're looking for. We did have initial inventory of product made up. We sold that product out, but that product was made in the United States, and we ended up losing money just because of the costs associated with it. So ultimately, that forced us, overseas, even though we didn't want to go that route to be able to get the product, but we ran into some huge issues there with not being able to deliver the quality of product that we're looking for. So we've got some good connections established now that we can tap into, but we really want to be able to prove the demand for the product to make those steps worthwhile.
Quick clarifying question on the manufacturing, the domestic manufacturing. Was that manufacturing of not sufficient quality, or was it the price too high to make a margin on your current sale price?
Yeah, strictly price related. Well, there's one component and specifically, and we want the base of the product to be circular for a few reasons. One, it makes it really easy to just transport to where you're getting to. Two, it ties in really what the brand is about and working our muscles in 360 fashion. So the problem is, though, to make that, there's a rolled round tube on the bottom of it, and we have not been able to identify anybody who looked everywhere in the United States to try to find somebody that can provide that cost effectively, and we just have not been able to accomplish that. So if it were not for that portion of it, I think we could get it done in the United States cost effectively, but I've been a little bit too stubborn to change to maybe like a square shape or something like that. That's not going to give the users as much benefit and just isn't consistent with what the brand is about.
Okay, interesting. Thanks.
Thanks, Brian. Cassidy.
Chad, great presentation. I think you had some really interesting pieces. Thank you for adding videos to that because it was nice to kind of see the visual of how the products work. One suggestion is, I don't know if you've reached out to fire departments, but my dad's a firefighter and they're at the gym or they're at their station for 48 hours on end, working out anywhere from 1 to 3 times. And they're really big or used to be into CrossFit. And so these are kind of the type of workouts that they're doing while they're on shift. So I don't know if that's an opportunity for you to tap into and maybe put one at a couple stations.
Yes, thank you for that feedback, Cassidy. Very, very much appreciated. And that ties in very nicely. We haven't approached fire stations specifically, but we do agree, you know, firemen, just the way they're using their muscles and what they're looking for in their workouts, the product is consistent with that. We were able to take this to an outdoor obstacle course race. It was a Rugged Maniac event. And at that event, we did come across one of the people. We held a little competition, I guess, to see who could do the most spin-ups, and got super good engagement out of it. Had people, you know, at our booth from the time that it started till the time at the end. And the guy that got second place was a fireman and just in super good condition. And he really resonated with the product. So he said the same thing, like firemen, this is perfect with what they're looking for. We just haven't spent the time and energy on focusing on them. But I do think that is, you know, something that we could benefit from moving forward, and definitely appreciate that feedback.
I would also say if you gave them the firemen, then you get on their fireman calendar, do some marketing. Wow.
Yes, you got to be able to attract both demographics there, right?
All right, final question. Anybody want it? If not, I'll take it. Okay, final question for you. What as a community can we do for you, Chad?
Yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate it. One of the reasons why I moved back to the Colorado area is just because there's you know, more fitness focus, more just outdoor life elements. So want to really be able to connect with the people, whether they're influencers or mentors or whoever that might be, that have a passion for fitness and really want to help people stay engaged with their workouts through this COVID environment. We've seen, I think, some really good transitions to the home, you know, from people that were working out in the gym and whatnot, but just want to be able to continue to help keep them engaged with their workouts and provide them with ways of staying active, and just so important for our mental, emotional, and physical health. So if you know of anybody that is interested in, you know, helping bring awareness to the product or, you know, providing business feedback, I'm totally open to that.
Awesome. Well, let's give Chad one more. Wait for it. Round of applause. I want to shout out, Chad, to John in the chat. He gave you a contact in Longmont, so reach out.
Perfect. Thank you for that. I'll check that out.
Okay. Moving on to community announcements. Anybody here have an announcement about an event, something going on in their business? It's an opportunity for you to share. If not, we'll move on. Going once, twice. No announcements. Fantastic. For the schedule for 1 Million Cups Denver, we did today. Next week, no meeting. Following week, we're going to do a town hall. So we're going to open up with some feedback from the audience, anything you have ideas for 1 Million Cups Denver. And then after that, we'll do some breakout rooms so you can try and connect with other members as well. Just a reminder, 1 Million Cups has a website, 1millioncups.com/Denver. This is where you can apply to present. Also, get info about who's presenting each week. Quick overview of the different presentation types. We're open to idea, presentations, product, investor, business expert, organizations, and past presenters. Just a quick reminder, if you don't know, you are awesome. Everybody here is awesome for showing up. Keep on doing awesome things. I really appreciate you guys coming out each week. The question that everybody wants to know the answer to, what is 1 Million Cups Denver favorite Christmas movie? And the answer is Christmas Vacation. That's a great movie. I love that one. Quick shout out to our org team, myself, Gregorius, Kevin, Carter, and Allie. Thank you for volunteering each week and making this happen. If you're interested in joining, please shout out to one of us. And just a quick reminder, I post all these meetings on YouTube. So if you want to look back, connect to other people, they'll be posted there as well. But we'll be off next week. So not next Wednesday, but we'll see you the following Wednesday. So have a great holiday, and a round of applause to all you guys for showing up. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good holiday.
Thanks.
Thank you
Thanks,
so much.
guys.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.